So I live in Spain. I have to take this from an expat's view from the UK because there's different nationalities, different countries, you'll have slightly different viewpoints. One of the most defensive things people will say when talking about Spain is the salaries are lower. They are, but the cost of living is also lower. I know in the UK my cost of living was about £1,500 a month, which included all my bills, rent, car tax, insurance, the lot. But here we're spending about £700, but the quality of life is much better. In the UK, these sort of facilities aren't on my doorstep. This is the lake, they call it Laguna in La Mata. It sort of sits between La Mata and Torrevieja. I only live over here. This is where I live. Now the work opportunities are pretty slim here. I've managed to secure a contract from home with some commute to the UK as and when. But my cost of living is half of the UK. A bottle of wine in the UK, for example, what, £3-4? Go to the garage, it costs about €2. Take a tub over to the guys that actually deal with the wine, and you're talking 50 cents for a litre of wine. And it's not bad stuff, you know. That's just an example. The fresh bread is about 70 cents or less, depending where you go, because we have a very good baker here. But you can go to Aldi or Lidl and get fresh bread as well, and theirs is about 30-40 cents, so it's about half the price of some of the bread we get. But it's about quality of life. I find in the UK the quality's gone. I see most people are worried about debt. They're worried about if their job's secure, or worried about what they're going to do next. If you have a lower cost of living here and can manage to maintain a UK income, you can develop quite a good lifestyle. The apartments here, you may not be able to see, there's a beach just down that road where the yellow houses are. Just past there is the beach. These are new apartments right in front of me, are about 80 to 100,000 for like a one bed. But there's some studio ones up to my left which start at about 24 to 28,000. Some of these apartments here, 2-3 bedrooms, you're talking from about 48 to whatever price they make up. The most expensive apartments in this little bit is probably about 120,000, and for that's a 3-bedroom apartment. May have garage parking, they all have air conditioning, and the cost, your council tax is quite expensive in the UK. With these, it's only about £100 a year or something really ridiculous. The MOT here for my van, you've got to get it done twice because of its age. That cost me about 58 euros. I had it done again last week. Now it goes through with no issues. The UK, I've had friends that have had advisories on their MOT paperwork for stuff that's installed by the manufacturer. The UK's gone stupid on a lot of stuff because they're seeing it as a cash cow. It's all job generation out of paperwork. Like the health and safety used to be one sheet of paper that said who is responsible and use a bit of common sense. It's now an entire industry. Each industry costs more money, which affects business. In Spain, it's very lax. They may have accidents and stuff here, but generally you use common sense, very little goes wrong. It's like the car went straight through its MOT, no problems twice now, not one thing wrong with it. I've had to do some repairs myself, but that's common sense. I haven't been told by the state you must do this, even if it doesn't really affect the vehicle at all. But at the same time, common sense is used a lot more here. The biggest headache is paperwork, but then again, if I was going to the UK as a foreigner, I'm sure it would be a much harder process than it is here in Spain.